Hello, people on YouTube. I am coming at you live, and we're going to talk about some stranger things. Up in here, I have my Hellfire shirt. For this live stream, and last time I wrote this, we just talked a little bit about the final season, but I do know it is not the final time of me doing it, because the final time is right here, right now. Because it has been 10 years since the first season of Stranger Things came out back in 2016, and it's my job to discuss the whole series. So we're gonna get started, and just to let everybody know, everybody is entitled of their own opinion, and I'm also entitled of my own opinion. So we're all friends here, and before we get started, I like to just mention, if you like this particular live stream, like and like and subscribe, because I like to add more content on YouTube. So without further delay, let's talk about Stranger Things. Okay, Stranger Things happens to be about group of friends playing D&D, known as Dungeons and Dragons. Those group of friends are Will Byers, Lucas Sinclair, Dustin Henderson, Mike Brewer. They're both playing D&D for I don't know how long, maybe 10 hours, but as is game late at night, Will and Dustin challenge each other to ride the bike home, and unfortunately, Will takes a shortcut, and long story short, that happens to be with the Hawkins Rapids, and long story short, Will Forrest has been gone missing. He completely disappeared. And throughout the first season, that Will's mom, played by the fabulous and talented Winona Ryder, she plays Joyce Byers, and she goes whatever it takes to bring Will back because she never knew what just happened to Will, and she got Jim Hopper, the chief of the police, involved, and then there's a little bit of a subplot with a girl named 11L. She escapes from the Hawkins lab, and she's been found by Mike, Lucas, and Dustin, and pretty much they had to hide her from the people from Hawkins lab. That happens to be like the government of Hawkins, and this show happens to be like a huge homage to the 80s. So the first season is amazing, 100%, because it begins with Will, and Joyce and J- Jim is on a little side mission to solve the mystery of what happened to Will, as the rest of Will's friends happens to be on their little side quest to hide a Levin slash L, did they call her, also trying to find Will as well. And I had to give the first season like a 10 out of 10. And yes, there's a little bit of a subplot that happens to be involved of a love triangle and this is the most famous one. Nancy Brewer, Steve Harrington. We all know him with the good looking hair, and Jonathan Byers. And I don't know which team I'm on. You might find that out at the end of this live stream. And pretty much, I like the first season. Not second season is pretty legit as well because it is where Will is has been found, and he is back, but he is like still having connections to the mind flayer and having connections to the upside down that they call it. And there's a and I have to give Noah Snap credit of the second season that he's really acting. When it comes to the raw, emotional moments, and he could pretty showed it. Same thing for one another writer because she lost her son for the first season, and she's not doing that again on the second season because she's a definition of a true mom because she's starting to date Bob Newby, John Aston, from the Goonies, and he happens to be my mm, favorite side character. And long story short, it hurts the most what happens to him later on. But his presence makes me happy. And he makes Will happy, Joyce happy, and Jonathan happy. And long story short, there's a little bit of a side plot with this is couple of like okay. There's two side plots. The first side plot is with the two new characters, Billy Holgrove and Max Mayfield, and oh my goodness, like they're a great addition to Stranger Things, and their presence is fantastic. I do love the part with with Max says with their no stops spying on me, you creeps. See, you did not say that, but that's in the note. Like, That's hilarious. Well, that please. And I do like Phil too. He's like Steve Harrington, but with like big muscles, with, with a full glow beard, and oh yeah, and there's a second subplot with Jim Hopper happens to hide 11 for, for her safety. I totally get it, but but I have no issues with season two. But if I do, just maybe this a episode that we all agree that is not focused on the main cast. Yes, we do got 11 as well, but we introduced to her sister Callie, and I don't know. This is my own opinion, and I don't like to disappoint all Callie fans out there, but Ellie is happens to be one of my least favorite character from Stranger Things. That's my own that's my own opinion, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much the rest of the season is pretty good. Then we're going to move on to season 3 and 4, and then we're gonna hop into season 5. So season 3, I am going to make this short and simple. That it it takes place on the 4th of July, and there's a lot going on. There's a new place, new hangout, no actually Stockholm Mall. The Russians open a new gate to the upside down, and it is the first season over again, but this time Will is not possessed this time, and we've got Billy Hogwolf, and oh, this must be one of my favorites because I love a good season that takes place on the 4th of July. There's a lot of of action involved, and the Mind Flayer is the new threat, and I really like it a lot. There's a lot of iconic moments for me from this season that I truly like. I think I should name some, but we're going to be here all night. So, long story short, season 3 happens to be the most entertaining out of the two we saw. And now we're going to move on to season 4, and this is the most iconic season. Literally, iconic season. Like I'm talking about that we finally got the most dangerous villain in the season, and his name is Vecna. And there's a lot of airings of the seasons, starting with Crazy Cunningham, and there's a new character that I adore a lot. By the way, again, a lot, and his name is Eddie Marson, and he's been framed of all the killings of Hawkins, and people compare him to the devil. And the upside side down gang is trying to create his names. Also, there's a bit of a soft part with Will, his brother Jonathan, and Mike. They have their own side quest just to rescue Al after she got arrested by the police because of a very mean girl her name is Angela, who's like bullying her, and she got what she deserves, by the way, because she got hit by a roller by a roller skate by Al. I don't condone violence, but I am going to make an exception because Andrea Angela got what she deserves because she's a classic 80s bully that came from a Stephen King movie, by the way. But let's get back to the topic. Yeah, L E Millie um agrees to go to this underground bunker to get her superpowers back after she loses almost all of her powers of the of season 3, and pretty much this season is all everything. Like we finally get the backstory of Vecna, and then happens to be Henry Creel, aka One, aka Vecna, and oh, he goes by a lot of names, but this season happens to be a sort of like a horror film, and I enjoy everything. So 10 out of 10, and now let's conclude this live stream with the final season that takes place immediately after the fourth season that this is a time jump, and it is the final season. It is the final call that the Upside Down Gang has to do, trying to defeat Vecna once and for all. And long story short, there's a lot going on. Same thing for the rest of Stranger Things. There's like bullies involved that seriously kick Dustin's butt, by the way. Max is in a coma, trying to um, break up. Holly Villa, she got um, captured. Deja vu of the first season, where Will has been taken, and they're under lockdown, by the way, because of the military. With Sarah Connor herself from the Terminator as the Colonel. And by the way, she did like a phenomenal job as the Colonel. And Vecna returns. And this time he goes by a new name, known as Mr. Russet. And he has big plans, by the way, to take over Hawkins, two merge into one, by using kids. And I just like to play versus up like using kids. But by the way, we saw that back in the film Weapons, and now Stranger Things is doing it, and by the way, Stranger Things did like a lot better than Weapons did, and just to wrap this up, um, the fifth season, the final season, is a is not a bad season. There's a lot of good moments, by the way. My only issue, I thought that is going to be killing off like a couple of like the main cast, but they did. But I like the way that the show ended. It is a bit decisive, buddy finale, but I like the way that they closed it off. And if I to rank the final season, I had to give the fifth season like a 8 out of 10. And that's pretty much my full series recap of the whole entire season of Stranger Things. And if you for more content, let me know which TV shows you want me to cover next. I'm open for suggestions, some ideas. Let me know by the comments section, and I will see everyone of the next review. Until then, this is the final time I'm gonna really have fun. So let's end it by this one. Upside down, turn to me, inside out, upside down, turn to me, right side up, upside down. Bye for now.